Welcome back to Mr. Kizo's Corner. I got another special guest in the building today. She's a multifaceted music artist, we're going to call her. And you got to say her name 2 times.
Okay.
We got Lish two times in the building.
And I'm in the chicken building. Okay.
What's going on, Lish?
Peace. What's goody poppin'?
Man, good to have you. Thank you for pulling up on me today.
Thank you for having me.
We're doing a lot of chopping it up behind the scenes and talking about a few different things and some of the things I was unaware about, but we're going to discuss all that. We're going to get into it. But first, question that I got for you, right?
Okay.
Is why they call you Lish 2 times?
Well, it was actually Lish2X, but DJ Superstar J, shout out to him, by the way, hosted my very first mixtape, Hijab Rap Volume 1, okay? And the entire time he was in the studio, he said Lish 2 times on the grind. He kept saying Lish 2 times. And when I got it back, I was too embarrassed to tell him, like, it's actually Lish2X, sir. But I realized, like, everyone was calling me that. Like, they would see my name, and I would pull up to DTF radio. I pull up wherever. Lish 2 times. I do a showcase back then. Like, you know, I started in a pandemic. So no one really cared. Well, actually, this was pre-pandemic.
Right.
But people were just calling me Lish 2 times. So I just rolled with it. So now when you hear the track, you hear 2 times.
I mean, I like the 2 times.
I like the 2 times too now. You know,
I like it 2 times better than 2X.
I like it better now.
Because at first, when I first saw it, I thought the X was from your beliefs, your Muslim beliefs. I thought that's what it really stood for. You know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm X, like Lish 2X.
Exactly that. That's where I first got my X. So that's exactly initially kind of sort of what it was in a sense. But because I got where I got the X from, obviously you get it from like the Nation of Islam Mosque, and it was brought to my attention from, you know, Sis Captain or whatever. She was like, that's not a rap name, okay? If you don't want that X, you could give it back. No, I'm just, shout out to her though. But so it worked out better to be Lish 2 times because, you know, it matches my swiggity swag or whatever. And, you know, when I meet the girls, I like it to be mwah, mwah, okay, 2 times. Yeah,
you know, I think you need to be in Hollywood. You in the
rap
music game, but you might be.
I agree. That's why I tell people all the time, like, yeah, I rap, but like, I'm not a rapper per se. I'm just multifaceted, talented. I got bars for days. But if you listen to my music, it's usually outside of the Ramadan album. It's usually like high energy, high vibrations. It's fun. It's sarcastic. Yeah. You know, I poke a lot of fun. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay, so is it challenging being a because I don't want to say Muslim artist, because that's right. But being of Muslim religion in the rap game.
Because would you ask me that if I was Kevin Gates or Little Zerk sitting here? No, you wouldn't. You only ask me that because I'm sitting here with a scarf on my head, and I choose not to have my bosom smiling in your face. That's all. No. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
You know, sometimes, and I'm sure you've been through this over the years. Muslims sometimes get a bad rap, you know, out of nothing that they really do, but just when people put them in the bubble and they,
the box,
they put them in the box and they feel like,
particularly Muslim women, yeah,
especially Muslim women. But you know, because I know when back in the days when, you know, 9/11 and all that was happening, I got a lot of Muslim friends. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of deep into that with them and how they was feeling and what they was going through and how they were being judged. Just
they were black Muslims or
all kinds. Like I have black Muslim friends. I have, you know, Egyptian. You know,
I was living next door to Pakistanis.
You know, yeah, I got Pakistan friends that practice the religion. So it's you know, when I ask you that, just, you know, because I know how this rap game could be. You know, sometimes they mean, not to say you're a gimmick, but sometimes they think things are gimmicky or it won't last long. Yeah. But you've been in the game how many years now?
I've been So if you want to say when I first was in the game, when I still had milk in my breath, when DJ K Slade was spitting my single No on Hot 97 and Shade 45, okay, the first one to ever give me, well, that's not true, but in the urban sector, he was because, I'm not voluptuous, so he was the first one that wasn't, that with me not being voluptuous, still said, okay, little booties matter, period. Yeah, back in my junior days.
Let's give a shout out to my man.
Long live the drama king, feel me?
Like, he was a real one. Like,
he was a real one for the streets.
And I knew K for a while. And, I loved what he was doing with his position in the music game.
And he was getting a lot of slack from Hot 97 and stuff, too. He was just being stressed out over there. And they kept cutting his time, moving his slides. And he was playing with him. He was giving those, and I kind of, I kind of liked the way that he was moving because he was giving people a shot who wasn't really getting a shot. Yeah, for the streets.
And I kind of feel the same way here. It's like, not that you're not going to get a shot, because you always going to get a shot, but I don't judge by your, your level of importance. Like, some people might be like, oh, I've got these many albums, or I'm this type of person, or somebody might be like, yo, I'm just starting out in the game.
Yeah.
If I feel some type of energy, or I feel like, oh, this person, definitely we going to chop it up. I don't just do all celebrities. I don't just do all artists. I don't just do all popular people. I make sure I kind of
sprinkle a little love everywhere.
Yeah, because you have to do that.
Yeah.
Even when I started the radio station, I thought I was going to kind of do a whole different playlist. Like, I was going to do a playlist like nobody ever had. And then I realized with me keeping my years behind. So say, for instance, it's 2020. I wasn't playing nothing older than 2015. But then I'm like, how do I reach the youth? How do I give the kids a chance to get on? Like, they not gonna listen to the station. Like, how they gonna tap in? So I created a show with one of my DJs, EJ the DJ, called the Power Connect. So that gives people up and coming a chance to, to showcase their music and have their music, played. So.
Well, he need to have me on that show too. No, I'm kidding.
You can pull up. You can have him pull up on you.
Yeah, period. Because I got songs for days, and I'm gonna keep dropping and dropping and dropping. Okay. Yeah.
I know one thing. Lish gonna talk that ish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your journey. Like, how did you get to where you are now? Because I told you the first time I saw you, you was doing the ballet. What I call it, the beauty pageant walk. In the pop-up shop.
Listen, when people book Lish to host and perform and stuff, understand that I'm coming. Like, I'm coming.
Like, you had the whole camera crew,
backup dancers, and entourage.
8 dancers, yeah, people behind you.
Only 2 of them were dancers, but I had a little girl squad. Because the thing about it is, if the crowd not right, we're gonna bring the energy to where the crowd gonna be right.
But you know what that did for me? Mm-hmm. That made me recognize you. Like, because I was like, who is this chick walking through here like she owned the place? Like, and I didn't know you were performing. I didn't know what everything was going on down at the other side. So I just saw you walk by like Hollywood, and I'm like, who? I was like, okay. And then when I saw you perform,
I was Hollywood?
Like, you know how it is. You was like parting the Red Sea. Like, you was coming through. You know what I'm saying? But when you did perform, and I saw you perform, I was like, oh, okay. And then it was crazy because you performed, you did your thing, and then you stepped off the same way. And I was like, okay. And then Shay came up to you and she interviewed you and you did your thing. And you know what I mean? I told you, I took the picture. You didn't even remember that, but I took the picture.
I didn't. I don't think I was properly introduced to you, though.
No. We didn't.
So that's problematic because, I've been on your platform.
We did actually get introduced and you spoke to me. You was like, hi, how you doing? But we didn't officially meet until
Hot 97. Yeah.
You did your interview on me.
Yeah, that Mr. Byron is holding hostage. I'm gonna try to find it. No, we're not talking about him because we're not talking. I'm not talking about him.
Okay.
I'm talking about
I need my interview.
Period. Facts. Let him know. Hip Hop Inquirer. Hello.
Tell us a little bit about your journey, though.
So the journey is, I feel like the journey is definitely still in progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, as being multifaceted, being a creative, having a mind where it's like I have the capacity to do so much. I'm proud of myself because this year I decided I'm going to be extremely organized with my time. Ramadan is in right now, so I'm excited that, you know, I'm up at 5 a.m, 6 a.m, like, and deciding like I'm not going to go back to sleep. You know, when I take my little baby to school, you know, to kindergarten or whatever, I'm going to come back and I'm on my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Like today, I have 3 new posts on my blog today. Shout out, you know, gotta go to Lish2X.com, okay? And see what those stories are today. You feel me? Like me creating my own blog on my website. So when people come to Lish2X.com, it's not only about what is Lish about, her gallery, her music, her fashion, or whatever she got going on. Like I created the witness list because I get invited to so many red carpet events. And I had to say,
every time I turn around,
I had to say, these got to make sense for me. Why am I coming out to these events just to network? That no longer serves me. And because the reality is the money that I'm spending in these Uber fares to get back and forth, I could put that into blog posts. I could put that into my PR marketing budget. I could put that other places. So why am I coming to these events? And then I said, you know what? I'm going to create a blog called Witness by Lish. So I now have a place to put all the content that I'm getting at these events. And I can, when I'm at these events, now I'm no longer just Lish 2 times this artist, this emerging artist that's on the rise trying to, you know, network. Now I also hold value in the aspect where, oh, she has a blog. Oh, she might actually talk about this event. And hopefully she has something good to say about it. Hopefully she took some nice pictures here. Hopefully the aesthetic was to her liking. And the same thing when I have my Veggie Lish show, when I go to restaurants. Like sometimes I go to restaurants and they roll out the menu for me. You know, I can't even eat anymore.
That's dope. We talked about that earlier, and I think that was really, really dope because we don't have those conversations, you know, or we don't have the right conversations. Like, even me, I'm trying to eat better right now. I know you fasting and all that, but I'm trying to eat better. So I'm trying to like eat the right foods and eat the healthy way
and not eat too much.
Number one, eating healthy is expensive.
People say that, but it's not true. It's expensive when you buy that. See, the issue is people think that because it's plant-based or it's vegan that it's healthy, which is not true. When you're eating all these things that are manufactured in somebody's plant, that's not healthy for you. Now you're filling yourself with a bunch of soy, which is also GMO, which is chemicals, which is high estrogen in a male body, which is feminizing you, man, which is also messing with women with their thyroid disease. So there's a lot of knowledge that comes into eating correctly that is really not expensive. It's more so sometimes it can be time consuming because of the fact that, like, if I want to make a dish, I use navy beans a lot. I got to soak those beans overnight.
Yeah, but you're talking about eating at home. I'm talking about in the street.
Oh, yes.
Like, you in the street, you can go get, you know, a $10, you know, McDonald's.
No, heck no. You should never eat at a place that got a drive-through. I said it.
If you trying to eat healthy, you're going to spend an easy $20. Easy.
Sometimes 30 for me.
30, yeah, 30.
I remember when I was working at Enterprise, I was having stuff delivered from restaurants, $35 lunch days.
But tell us about your show. That's an interesting.
Yeah, Veggie Lish. So I created the show because, you know, even though I'm not vegan, because even though at home I eat plant-based, if I go to a fine dining establishment, which I love, I will eat fish. So I am pescatarian, but I only eat very specific fish. Like I don't eat no catfish, no tilapia, none of the ghetto stuff. Just the la creme de la creme, you know, a little branzino, some snapper, bass.
I just got turned on to branzino. I was going out to a lot of different restaurants.
Italian restaurants are great for that.
And I was like, what is this branzino fish? You know what I'm saying? So
it's a really nice fish.
No. I'm on to it now. I've been eating it for a while now, but it wasn't something that was in my repertoire back then.
Yeah, and the Cipriani's on Columbus Circle, that one right there, they got this branzino spaghetti. Whew, you know what? So Veggie Licious is a show that I created where I pretty much go to a bunch of restaurants, particularly vegan restaurants, where I bring a non-vegan co-host with me. So you're going to have to come with me and shoot an episode of Veggie Licious. Okay. So I bring influencers with me. So Jack Thriller was my first co-host, but he ended up co-hosting like 4 or 5 episodes with me because he was going to be my co-host for sure. But then there would be times where he got busy, and I was just thinking to myself, like, it was never meant for him to be my full-time co-host, because he would always say to me, like, this is your you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would bring him with me. He's not vegan. You know, he eat anything. He don't discriminate. Like, he will eat for the rooter to the tutor of anything. You know, he's from the South. And I thought it was dope bringing people who were not exposed to plant-based diets, understanding what seitan is and the jokes of, you know, them be like, seitan, like, what is that? Or how are you calling this, you know, vegan chicken if it's not chicken? Or what is it? Or I'm taking you to a restaurant. We're having sushi. It looks like sushi. It tastes like sushi, but it's no fish. And explaining, like, yeah, this is made with tapioca. And like, I think that there's a food science out there that a lot of people are not even aware of. They're not tapped into. So if you look at the episodes of Veggie Lish, which I have unlisted on my YouTube because I'm going to re-release them and roll them out. I'm shopping. So networks, you know, if you need content, you got to holler at me because, after this year, the price going up. But anyways, so I go to restaurants and we pretty much menu taste vegan items. And I bring non-vegans along for the ride. And I let them understand, like, hey, we can go to restaurants that aren't vegan. But when you have a vegan friend, it's nothing more annoying than the vegan friend going out to eat with their non-vegan friends and not being able to eat anything or to have to piece a meal together with the sides. So now I put people on to, like, not only the best vegan restaurants in the city, but I also put them on to restaurants that are not vegan. They just have vegan options. Or, you know, sometimes I have dibbled and dabbled and I have a chef that's, you know, a cook or whatever, you know, I'll set up and I'll go to them and they can put together a tasting. So yeah, that's that. And it's really funny because people are not really adventurous with eating, and then some people are adventurous with eating.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of vegan food.
Yeah. But like, I remember one time I was in Japan and I was eating tofu, and that's that soy kraut.
Yeah, but, you know, this is 1999 in Japan.
Oh, okay.
It's like they had like tofu that tastes like different things. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I never really had it. And
they do it with jackfruit. They do it with seitan, which is a wheat gluten. They do it with a lot of,
So what do you say about people who say if you eat in moderation, you'll be fine?
Moderation, people don't understand what moderation is. Moderation is sporadically, not a little bit every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did we get into a society that you have to have a dessert after every meal? We're consuming way too much sugar. Or the idea that you can drink soda or juice with every meal. Like, how about you drink water? Yeah. You know, you need some flavor. Sprinkle.
How do I drink hot water? I drink like hot water or
teas.
Hot tea
I love tea. Green tea is fantastic. Antioxidants. Something hot to drink afterwards. Absolutely. So I think that people don't know what moderation is. We eat too much in America, particularly. Like, for instance, breakfast didn't even exist a century ago. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to other countries, breakfast is like a weird thing. They have like a hot coffee, maybe fruit, but that's not even, not even, because that's not as soon as you wake up. People in America are having breakfast 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. That is an abomination to your body. You are killing yourself. You are taking years off of your life by eating. You should not eat breakfast. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. That was a marketing tool so companies can sell you cereal and other crap and bacon. That's why they implemented. Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, but like, I know
breakfast is the worst meal you could ever have. You should not be eating.
Because I know about
it depends on your schedule.
About 10:30, a boy is hungry.
That's because of habit. That's appetite, not hunger. Okay, people that are hungry are in Sudan. They're in Palestine. They're in Congo right now. Okay, you're not hungry. You're just you created bad habits that your body would now have to adjust to. That's the reason why, like, fasting is prescribed for you. Islam, we say, is science and math and all that kind of stuff, but reality is our body is a whole ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So when you're here fasting and you're the first 2-3 days is hard because now, you know, your body's pulling the glucose out the muscles and, you know, you may feel nauseous. You may feel like you're going to faint. Why? Because you've been over consuming and your body has no longer held on to anything because you over consume, even when you're over consuming junk. But when you now take it a step further and say, by the time you get to like day 4 or 5 of your fast, you no longer are going through that. Now you're going into a healing state. Your cells are replenishing themselves, detoxifying your body. You know what I mean? Like, so you're not giving yourself time to rest on the day-to-day when you eat all day, all night. There's no such thing as a stomach implant. People who start losing the lining of their stomach and they have gastritis and all these different ailments, they're stuck with that the rest of their life. They will be sick, they will be in pain, and it'll only get worse. It never gets better. Right. So this is the one organ, if you're going to take care of it, you should always want to take care of your stomach. This is where in Islam we have a saying, even I think there's a scripture that talks about it too, where it says, do not make your body graveyards for animals. You eat too much meat. Like, since when did that have to be a thing that you consumed every day? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That these are luxuries in parts of the world. Mm-hmm. But here overconsumption has become normalized because of the capitalistic society in which we live in, and is at the expense of these fat ass Americans, obesity everywhere you look. You come back through customs, you in America because everybody fat. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not just the chemicals, but it's the overconsumption.
I think also too is, like you said.
Sorry that I said fat ass. Edit that part out.
Keep that in. No. We going viral. No, I understand what you're saying. It's like, because you have people who just consume too much. All day. Breakfast, like lunch, dinner, snack in between. I'm not an overeater.
3 meals a day is crazy.
This morning I had some eggs. For lunch I had a salad. And for dinner I don't know what I'll have yet, but I'll have something for dinner.
3 meals a day is batshit crazy for your body.
Like, there are times when I'll come in and I'll eat something in the morning, or I won't eat something in the morning.
Edit that part out too.
Fruit, I'll have like bananas, grapes,
fruits,
apples, things like that. So I just nibble on, so that I can get through the day. You know what I'm saying? But also too, I remember, because I got diabetes, right? So I was. I
have a remedy for you.
I was like 220 pounds.
How much you weigh now?
I'm like 185 now.
Okay.
So now I'm good, but my things is under control. But I remember a time where, like, my sugar was out of control. It was almost 600.
Yeah, because you eat too much.
And I wind up. You say I eat too much.
You do, and too early.
No, but I'm just eating the wrong thing. So I'm cutting out. I'm cutting out certain foods, but I'm drinking more liquor. Then I'm cutting out liquor, and then I'm drinking. I'm eating. The wrong foods, or eating the
like
wrong
the white bread, the white rice,
everything, white rice. I'm in the Spanish
pancakes
every day.
Yeah, that freaking yeah.
But what
adobo with the MSGs.
What I noticed though was when I did have to eat right to get my sugar under control, it was almost like I was not. I don't want to say like. A hard thing to do. It was a challenging thing to do because wifey over here eating snacks and whatnot, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, and I'm not eating nothing. I'm not eating no carbohydrates at all. I'm not drinking. I think the only juice that I had was like cranberry juice. But
are you drinking pure cranberry juice or like 100%. Cranberry juice? Okay.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm drinking 100% cranberry juice and water. So that's all I did, and I will have a cranberry juice every once in a while. So I would drink water all day. In 1 month, I went from 220 to 185.
Yeah.
And I was like, my clothes didn't fit. My hats didn't fit.
You looking good.
I was like, yo.
You was looking good.
My pants falling off my butt.
Ow, like, in a good way.
I had to go to get a whole new wardrobe because I was, I wasn't an XL or 2X anymore. I'm a large now.
You just need to dig into your Fubu inventory. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was just crazy for me because I never lost weight like that.
Yeah,
like I've always been since high school. I've always been
stocky,
190 to like 210.
Really, even in high school?
Yeah. Like,
wow.
I've been the same weight for a while. It's only that when we started traveling and doing things and and getting up, coming to the club at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you got the munchies, and you go over here to eat this and eat that, and then you go to sleep on it.
You were smoking at trees. Now you got the munchies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
But you you have the munchies and you eating at the wrong times of the night, and then you go home and
but
you
the thing is, eating throughout the night and day is bad for you. You know, they got this new fad all of a sudden that, you know, Elijah Muhammad said years ago of intermittent fasting, not eating between certain hours, or like, oh, I fast for, like, it's like a fad. But really, in reality, if you, like, you're diabetic, so I'm not a medical professional to tell you to only eat one meal a day, but I will say, have your first meal around noon. Learn if you like teas and you like coffee, try to fill yourself with a hot drink in the morning.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying? Hot tea with honey and just a big cup. Mm-hmm. Keep refilling it up until noon, and just see the difference even then, and how much, you know, that diabetes might even subside. You know, learn to drink I had to train myself to drink my coffee black. I was a typical Negro that wanted light and sweet, but that's horrible. That's killing you. Even someone of my size being, like, a doctor once tried to tell me I was pre-diabetic, and I was like, the devil is a lie. But you can see how it happens.
There's skinny people that are diabetic.
There are.
My little cousin, you know, he his foot.
Yes.
Like he's skinny as a mug.
Because the thing is, the processed foods are killing us. But the thing is, you could eat. Go back to that moderation question you had. You know, you can probably eat a little bit of processed foods if you wasn't eating all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you're having that salad that you love, but even salad, it doesn't have enough nutrients for you. Like, for instance, if you're eating something like kale is a weed, just like collard greens, something that your body doesn't even absorb most of the nutrients. So when you're having a salad, have it with mescaline, and maybe put the stuff in the salad that's going to fuel your body. Make sure you're filling it with a whole avocado, sunflower seeds, maybe even cucumber. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you putting in that salad?
Vegetables.
Because the thing is, like, your body's not absorbing nutrients from a weed. Respectfully, is going right back out. Romaine.
Well, we could talk about
I could talk about that all day. But anyways, Veggie Licious with Lish is coming back out this summer. Okay? And I'm re-releasing episodes with myself and Jack Thriller. We went to, like, so many different dope restaurants. Shout out to Bodhi Kosher and Fubu's Pizza and all the places that have sponsored me so far. Okay? Yeah, more to come.
So what else you got? What else you got coming out the pipeline?
You know, I
know you stay everywhere I go. Like, I popping up at events and I turn around, boom.
Two times. Well, you won't see me at a lot of events no more, just because of the fact that it's not responsible for me as an artist, as a creative, as somebody who is independent, and I fund everything that I do myself. Mm-hmm. So it's just no longer conducive for me to do that. However, Witness with Lish, the blog on Lish2X.com, is where I report all those fabulous red carpet events that I go to. Okay, and I also, you know, have made history. Shout out to The Source for covering my Ramadan album release. I'm the first recording artist to ever release a Ramadan album. And
tell us about that.
You know, the Ramadan album is shout out to Ali the Great. This is a project that my producer and I got together. I told him I wanted to do a Ramadan album because one Ramadan I came up with a song. We were in the studio. I was in my feelings about things going on. I wrote a Ramadan poem, and I said,
so let me stop you real quick. To the people who don't know what a Ramadan album is.
Well, technically, there was never a such thing as a Ramadan album. I did that. That was something that I did. But I looked at somebody's blueprint like Mariah Carey. Right. Who puts out a Christmas album every year, the same album, maybe she'll add a new song or something like that. And I was just like, you know, if Mariah Carey can put out Christmas albums every year and not be considered a Christian artist or a singer, why is it that everyone wants to put me in this box? Oh, y'all want to put me in this Muslim rapper box? I got something for y'all. Boom, the Ramadan album. So at first it was something facetious. And like I was in my feelings, OD, when I did this song. It was really a poem, but he told me to turn it into a song. Ali did. And I literally spit the words of the poem and made the song called Ramadan Gangs. And I said to him, yo, this is fire. We should have did a whole album like this. Mm-hmm. And so the following Ramadan, I did an album. It was 10 tracks, really 8 songs, but spoken word pieces as well. And it was fabulous. And then this year I did the Ramadan album Reloaded. And I'm just happy because, hey, shout out to Black America Web because it landed me on a list for like Muslim celebrities. And they had me on a list with like people like Dave Chappelle and SZA and them. And I was like, okay, period.
Yeah, you're doing something different. You know, you're doing something that.
And it's positive.
But another thing, you don't curse in your on your songs, but you're doing something different. You're pushing the envelope, and I think that's what a lot of artists fail to do. You know, and that's one thing that we did as a brand. We pushed the envelope. Like, if we wanted to do something, we would all sit around the round table or the conference table and we'd be like, yo, this is what we're trying to do, or where should we be going? And we would notice that a lot of people would be like copying our ads. If it wasn't our direct ad, it was something similar. So then we'd do another one and they'd do that one. And then we was like, you know what? We need to do something different. So we always pushed
something
the envelope.
Something that was harder to obtain.
We went and started doing NASCAR and the X Games.
Yeah.
That people couldn't touch.
You can't even get access over here, baby.
So if your brand wasn't big enough that these people understood who you were or what brand you had, you couldn't even touch them. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel like I almost did that with the Ramadan album, though, because the reality is not only is it something that's never been done before? Because there's a bunch of girls now with scarves on that wear head wraps, that are hijabis or whatever that rap. But the reality is they're not Lish. And even though I thought like, hey, I'm going to get back at everybody who tried to put me in this box, but it became something very personal for me because I was like, I have a message to give. There's people out here really struggling with depression. They're lost. They're searching spiritually. You know what I mean? And I can give this universal message. And I tapped it. I got my boy Haz Ali on there from Senegal. I got, a Syrian artist, Assassi on there. I got my girl Heck of a Mecca. I got so many dope artists from around the country even on this project. Tone Trump. I got people to pop out on this project and really make my vision come to life. And this year I didn't put any features on it because I felt like I didn't talk to the people enough.
Right.
And this year, because I've been so knee deep in the industry, I felt like, no, I really got to give the message that no other rap girlie is giving right now. No disrespect to the rap girls, because I love my sisters, but they're failing in the aspect of giving outside of Lady London and Rhapsody, they're failing in the avenue of diversifying their catalog with a certain level of substance that I feel like I owed it to myself and to my audience to give. And that way, when I come out with my song, like I have a song in rotation, shout out to DJ Will, who's been spinning, like my song is called Baking Soda. And people are like, what you talking about, baking soda? Like, that's drug language. Like, what's up with that? But it's like, again, don't put me in a box, but I want to show you that I am very much in tune with my community. Mm-hmm. I am a Muslim woman, a proud Muslim woman, but I don't wear it on my sleeve. I'm not a perfect example of that. You don't see me, wearing traditional hijabs and stuff like that. I'm not Arab. I'm a black Muslim. And I always like to differentiate what that is, because there's the cultural aspect of what people think Islam is, and then there's what Islam actually is.
Right.
So taking it back to what Ramadan is, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, following the lunar calendar, not the man-made Gregorian calendar, and saying that this is a time period where we're refocusing, regrouping, and I just dropped a single called Get Grounded, because that's essentially what we're doing during this month, fasting. I am hungry right now talking to you. I am parched. I'm over there looking at your cranberry juice, wanting a sip. Okay? But, the discipline is like regrouping. It's like, man, I'm thinking of all these ideas, even with you showing me all of the avenues that Fubu has. I'm like, dang, I can do this. I could do that. I'm already doing this. Like, all right, well, if I'm extremely organized with my time, from 6 a.m. till about 7, I could probably get one blog post up on my website. And then when I get my son ready to school, I'm like in my head thinking of how can I make everything that I want to do work? And this fast is helping me be like, yo, if I can be up at 5 a.m. to hydrate, I can be so much more productive with my time. And if I don't got the nonsense to be at nobody's party or club, if they're not paying me to be there, then guess what? I'm in bed at 11, so I'm not tired in the morning, and I can be productive throughout the day. I can be on calls all day. I can text you at 9 a.m. just to confirm meetings and interviews. Like, these are things that a lot of us aren't doing because we're unintentional with our time and we're not disciplined, and we just got ideas that we let live in our head. So this Ramadan album is telling you that, there's a middle course of sanity that we can all achieve. And I urge everybody to listen to the Ramadan album Reloaded on all streaming platforms and available on Lish2X.com if you want to download from the source.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what else could we expect from you in the coming months? You got any more albums dropping? Or
Yeah, like, so I don't have another album I'm dropping. You know,
singles?
I definitely do. So I have right now there's Baking Soda singles out, but I never dropped the video. But I did shoot it. It's fire. Okay, so the video's dope. You know, shout out to my sister Steph G. She came out, supported my girl Deja Destiny and a couple of the girl squads. Okay, they came out, popped out. The video's high energy. It's called Baking Soda. You know, I'm talking about you, Baking Soda 50-50. Yeah, all of y'all. And I'm also talking about, you know, the monotony in the girl world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to pop my collar a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw something. I think I posted it yesterday. They said the one thing that us black folks don't have is unity.
Yeah.
And it's easy for us to get broken up and
Easy.
You know.
We'll let anything separate us. Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, wow, it's so true, because, you know, you got people fighting out here for no reason. You know, we're the only ethnicity that can't get money together and not be hating and this
competition.
You know what I mean?
Feeling
Like
some kind of way.
It's a sad situation to see, but it comes from a long line of history.
I think that men do a better job than women at it, because, you know, but we also got to keep in mind that, you know, being in a male-dominated industry, that men often put the women against each other. Like, if you look at how when hip-hop earlier days, like, there was only one female in a crew. Kim said it in a bar, only female in my crew. And think about it, Eve with the Rough Riders, there was only one. You know, Remy Ma with that's not always the case, though, because there's great examples of sisterhood.
Listen, you come across two girls, right? One is maybe putting in a little bit more work than the other one, right? The other one might be getting high or got a baby or not, you know, not focused as this one. Then you put the steam behind the one that's focused, and before you know it, the one that's not doing the work is going to be hating. But the person that she's supposed to be hating on is herself.
Yes, I say this all the time.
So,
in fact, I just went through a really bad friend breakup. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was heartbroken for like 6 months over it. Like, I think that's longer than I ever, you know, felt heartbroken over no man. But friendship breakups are like that because I value relationships, you know? Right. Like, I never want anyone to ever think that I maliciously did anything to hurt their feelings. But I also don't like people treating me like I'm disposable. So now, like, I'm getting to a place where, like, no, I'm standing up for myself. I'm not going to let you treat me any kind of way. And if that means letting you go, as much as it hurts, I have to, because you're going to think that I'm going to continue to kiss you behind. And I think, I forgot my whole point. But anyways, I learned that girls sometimes
broke up with your friend.
But I think with girls sometimes is that even when we're in different lanes, if a girl just sees, like, how you saw me at that pop-up shop, how I just like glowed, right? Sometimes they'll have more followers than you, they'll have more connections than you, but they don't have that glow. You know what I'm saying? That light. You know, I talk about light a lot on this album. That nur. We say nur in the Arabic language. That light, that God-given light. And I said in one of my songs, it's like, you know, I talk about how, you know, I say, like, they're blinded by the light that should guide. It's a right to struggle just a little. The Lord gives us room for a wiggle. The reality is that people may be blinded by the same light that you're guided by. So they may feel offended by that light. It's harsh on their eyesight. It's causing reflections. But for you, it's creating a clear path. And they'll be like, yo, how are you, you know, functioning like this? And why are you not stagnated? And instead of saying to you, like, what's up? How can we do this together? They rather be like, I'm the this, I'm the that. I'm like, yes, you are the that. So let's get together and do something dope. That's why I love my sister Steph G so much, because, like, she's one of the few artists that I feel like that I've developed or people in the industry that I've developed a relationship with. Like, we could talk on the phone all day, every day about our ideas. We share unreleased music. That's dope. Like, there's nobody like, oh, she got that in the stat. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's rare. You find one of those those jewels every now and again, but you know.
But it's hard.
It's hard, especially like I said, when women be catfighting and going at each other.
I think that's a theory, though. I honestly believe that part of it is that we're too insecure within ourselves to even communicate with one another. Like, it took me time to even, like, I know I was insecure as a teenager, but now I'm not insecure anymore. And I'm now
but everybody's different, and your confidence level may be 10 times more than the next person. And when I say that it's
mental tenacity.
I know people who have everything and still are jealous or still don't want the next person to have anything. And I'm like, come on, bro. You got everything. You got everything you could wish for. Why are you hating on this person? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that
was the beginning of the Gucci Mane and Jeezy beef.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Remember
but
that?
You have people like that who are definitely like that. You know, so we don't know why they like that, but they like that.
Yeah.
And it's not only females, you know, it happens with.
But the thing is, I don't like it when people say things like, oh, girls are catfighting and da-da-da-da. No, the issue is literally, I believe most of it is just lack of communication, pride, egos, all that kind of stuff, right? You think that men got egos? Girls got egos. Let me tell you something. Girls are getting their bodies done to outdo other girls. Yeah. Respectfully. They don't give a rat's patootie about the dude paying for the body half the time.
But what I'm saying is, why is that? That's
because
you just want to be better than the next girl. See, a dude don't think like that.
That's not true.
Nah, he don't think like that unless he's in a situation where his insecurity is low. If that's the thing. A lot of girls are insecure because look at what the world has done. They've reduced them to mere sexual beings. Like literally, they feel like their sex appeal is all they have to offer. I'd be insecure too if the only thing I felt I was good for was laying on my back or scraping my knees. Listen, that ain't society raising them.
No, absolutely is.
That's coming from whoever parents and how they.
That is not. You cannot blame parents for the world in which they are now raising their children. And I know my mom raised me. So my mom raised me like I was raised in a religious household, but my mom raised me to be very much a lady. But that doesn't mean that I didn't there's things
everybody's going to do.
I went through, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, I have both my parents. I tell people all the time, I don't apologize. I don't got daddy issues and that I have standards and things like that.
Yeah, but you go through, you'll go through that. Like me, my mom's raised me. She was like, yo, you a king, you this, you that. You got to know where you coming from. She was a 5%er. She was telling me all about history, the black history and all that. You think I still ain't go out and do dumb shit? I did it.
But when you double back.
But what happened was, I didn't listen to her, right? And then at 17 years old, I almost died in a car accident, right? She been telling me since I was like 14, you're going to be dead or in jail by the time you're 21. Just because of the way I was living. But when I had that accident, everything came full circle. And I looked at her when she was in the hospital. As soon as the doctor said, yo, I don't know where you was at, but you would have died. Wherever you'd have dropped dead, wherever you were at, if you didn't come to this hospital because you were bleeding for hours. This is not a fresh cut. So I didn't go. The cut was like 6 hours old. I was bleeding eternally. So when she heard that, she was like, mm-hmm. So when I heard her say that, I looked at her, I said, damn, she said that. She said it, like she called it. At that particular time, I got myself together and flew straight, right? Turned my life around. And still had the guidance of my mom's and the stuff that my mom's till this day. She been telling me I was a genius since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I'm 53 years old. She still tell me that all the time. Like she don't stop pouring in. So you got people that.
But people got to pour into themselves when they become a grown up. Yeah,
but I'm more than myself. I'm not like a mama's boy. I don't call my moms every day.
No, when I say pour into yourself, like this is a living example of you pouring into yourself. Look at where we are sitting right now.
I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for her pouring into me.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
But the conversation was about working together. This is an example of you, black men, coming together and creating something powerful.
Yeah, no, I know sisters that do the same thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when you made the statement about girls, being insecure and living this lifestyle.
And being reduced to society to a sexual being.
Exactly. Everything is a choice. I got a beautiful wife. with a banging ass body. She putting young 21-year-old girls to shame. She don't like to show her body. She don't be on the gram like, and I'm like, okay, because you was raised, and I look at her mother.
And she's also a married woman and acts as such.
Yeah, but this ain't got nothing to do with
being
married.
She's older. Like, is she...
No, but I'm talking about from the time I met her. I've been with my wife almost 30 years.
Ooh.
Like, I'm 28 years deep right now. I'm going, this is the 28th year.
Okay.
So by the time I met her, she just had this, it was the difference of what she brought to the table than what other girls brought to the table. There was times when I was young, like I grew up around hustlers and drug dealers and all that, and girls, oh, I need my hair done, give me $400.
Period. No,
for what?
Just kidding.
You know, this when the weaves and things was fresh, and I was like, $400? Oh yeah, I need my nails done. It's $150. Why?
They are.
But I'm just saying.
Back then it was?
Yes. Back then they was asking me for crazy money. And I was like,
there's no way.
Because you gotta understand, weaves was different back then. You had to buy the bundles and you got to get your, you know, it was
it's the same thing. You gotta buy your bundles now.
Yeah, but it's more people out here now. It's more girls are doing
more vendors. More is vendors. That what you mean?
People okay. Know how to do it themselves. Like my little sister-in-law, she'll cut up a wig, make a wig real quick. Like she does everything. She make a furniture, her wigs, everything. No, she's super talented. But I'm saying it's like when I met my wife and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get my hair done." I was in the room like that. Let me see how much money she gonna ask me for. Boom. Was that the door closed? She gone. I go in the living room. She gone. The next week, I'm gonna get my nails done. Let me see how much money she gonna ask me now. Boom. She asked me. She went and got her nails done. So that alone just showed me that she was different. And I was like, wow, I don't got to deal with this. Oh, I need my hair done. I need this done. I need that done. And it's not that I didn't buy her nothing or I ain't do nothing for her. I did, but it was like, and seeing that, and then seeing how her mother was and her fathers and her sisters, and I started seeing the family connection. I was like, I like this. I like this situation. She's not about going out to the club. She's not about being out in the clubs. Now, she go to the club, she can shut the whole club down, but she don't do that. She go to the club when she want to go. You know what I'm saying? Or with me. Or it's not, she be more about family than, hanging out and doing all that wild shit. So it's really about how you was raised. I got 2 sisters, very respectful. You know what I'm saying? They got their shit with them, but they very respectful. They don't be hating on this and that, and they carry themselves a certain way. So really, you like I said, your confidence level, the way you were brought up, your parents might instill something in you that, it could be your religion, the way you were brought up. You was raised a certain way. You was raised a different way. Your thoughts, your teachings.
A lot of it had to be. A lot of that was self-inflicted, though. So like, I wasn't always secure. Like, don't just because I say I'm confident doesn't mean I don't have days where I'm not. Yeah, so like, they don't get it twisted. I think I want to quit at least once a week.
You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
It's so hard. You get a lot of doors shut in your face, and you feel like you get overlooked, and in comparison to your less talented peers, it's discouraging.
Somebody told me that I should stop doing Fubu radio because it wasn't making no money, but I had a team that was behind me that was really giving me what I needed to keep going. So why would I quit on them? It's not really costing me an arm and a leg. I see the progress. It's just not happening at my speed. It's happening at God's speed. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't quit. I was like, you know what? These people put that blood, sweat, and tears behind me. I'm going to keep going. 2 months later, we had a deal. But if I would have listened to that person and been like, they ain't making no money, let me switch and do something else, I would have never got the deal.
So is Fubu Radio profitable?
Yeah, it's profitable.
Okay, that was a dumb question. Obviously, y'all got the app, y'all got everything going.
We working on building it every day and getting better at things and setting up the shows the right way.
No. So
things of that nature.
Because I always wondered. Now look who's in the interview and see. Because I always wanted, like with me being the multifaceted artist that I am, like I'm in the media space, right? And I always wonder how far I should allow myself to go in the media space without completely overshadowing the artistry. But I do feel like that is another form of art. You know what I mean? Like I have great conversations with people. I have a lot to offer, and I just got offered like a radio show that's a syndicated FM show. And I just started thinking about different ideas. And naturally, as when I started thinking about different ideas, I'm like, but how does this translate into livelihood? Because it sounds good in theory.
No, I mean, it's a lot of different ways that you can make money here. You can make money off of sponsorship. You can make money off of advertising. You can make money off appearances. Like if you're a host on the show and somebody wants to book you for a show, your previous booking say was, give me $1,000, I'll pop out. Now you're on the radio 4 or 5 times a week, and you got some type of leverage. Then you can say, well, give me $2,500 now. If I'm gonna pop out, I want
that part.
Not that. So, but listen, I know we gotta close this up. We don't want to drag this on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Lish, for pulling up on Lish 2 times.
Okay.
You gotta say 2 times.
Yeah, 2
I
times.
appreciate you, Lish, 2 times.
Yeah. Make sure y'all tap in with me. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And make sure y'all stream Baking Soda remix out now. Listen, Lish 2 times on Spotify, Apple, all of that, Tidal, YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just dropped the Get Grounded video last Friday. Please go check that out. It's it's a song that I think will really touch your soul. I shot the video has scenes from Saudi Arabia, Senegal, from everywhere. So I'm gonna take you around the world in that. Okay, check me out. Thank you again, Key.
All right, that's dope. Thank you for pulling up on me. All right.
Yeah.
Another episode in the can. Mr. Kizo's Corner, your boy Keith Perrin in the building. All right. Peace.